Full Cicada Moon by Marilyn Hilton. First night. This house creaks, like it can't find a comfortable place to settle into. I toss and turn and can't find a comfortable slot to sleep in. My clock says 2:18 a.m. I get out of bed and sit at a window. The sky has cleared, and the moon sits high in the sky like a pearl button. Stars, bright, cold, voiceless, are winking, but I know that's because Earth's heat is rising. The atmosphere is shifting. A future astronaut needs to know these things. I wonder if Earth winked at the Apollo 8 astronauts when they took its pictures from the moon on Christmas Eve. Something moves in the next yard. A dog, dark and fuzzy, leaps in the moonlit snow. Then one sharp whistle from the neighbor's house calls it inside. The sun wakes me up. Ouch, my neck hurts, because I'm still sitting out my window. A fringe of icicles hangs outside, and the sun makes little rainbows inside them. I smell coffee and bacon. I know that hot chocolate is waiting downstairs. No cornflakes for Papa this morning. Mama's making her special basted fried eggs with onions and the bacon he loves. Today is Thursday, but it feels like Saturday because this is still school vacation. Thursday is the only day that doesn't have a personality, so today it borrowed Saturdays. Mama has already set out her Meniki Nico, the cat statue that waves, so we will have good luck from the start. It makes our new house feel more like home. What's your plan today, Memes? Papa asks at the table, the newspaper open in front of him. What I really want to do is see that dog again, but I shrug and say, explore. It's cold outside, Mama says. Wear your warm clothes. Papa looks up from his paper, and do not leave the yard. Wood smoke hangs in blue haze outside and far off. A chainsaw buzzes through the air. An empty coop in our backyard is covered in snow, like tiny airplane shallot, but in the spring it will be filled with turkeys. My lip sticks to my teeth, and my nostrils are stuck shut. My chest hurts when I breathe in this icy air. I'll warm up by making a snowman. The snow is too deep for rolling 3 balls for his body, so I pack him into a mound, then sculpt him with my hands. I pack a lemon-sized ball for his nose, poke holes for his eyes, and draw a big smile with my thumb. By the time I'm done, my skin prickles with sweat under my clothes. My nose runs and my legs shudder. A boy steps out of the house next door and kicks snow down the back steps. The dog from last night bursts past him, toppling the boy to the snow. Patrice, he calls, laughing, but she wanders away from him, snuffling like a steam train. Even across our wide yards, I can see the boy's cheeks are red on his pale skin, slapped by the cold. Patrice wags her long, pointy tail. Hi, I say, raising my hand, sniffling. The boy raises his hand and nods, then goes back into the house, calling, Come on, Patrice. The brown dog looks at me, then at the steps, and follows the boy inside. These are the new slacks that Mama sewed. Butterscotch, corduroy, with 3 black buttons at the waist, because 4 would be bad luck. This is the sweater that Auntie Phoenix sent from Baltimore. Tangerine and fluffy, scratching my wrists and neck. These are my tights, my secondhand boots with a rundown right heel that crunch in the snow, leaving a waffle footprints. This is the wool coat that Mama wore the winter she married Papa in Japan, and mittens with snowflakes on each palm, and a long scarf to shield me from the tiny windjaggers. When I breathe, my cheeks and chin feel moist and cold at the same time. These are my frozen eyelashes and my popsicle nose. You have to wear a lot of clothes just to go to school in Vermont. Papa doesn't want me to take the school bus, so he's driving me on his way to college. When the wind blows, the snow, it makes a rainbow. Rainbows mean hope. I hope for a good day, good teachers, a good friend. Deep in my pocket, I touch the round of almuchi and a square of cornbread that Mama wrapped in wax paper so I can remember our small late oshogatsu. I wish we didn't have to live out in the sticks, but Mama wants to raise turkeys and grow vegetables. So even in the spring, Papa will take me and bring me home. Maybe there's another reason we live 2 miles from the town. And Papa drives me to school, even if we lived in town, in the kind of house other professors lived in. Like that white shingled Victorian with the black shutters. Papa escort me every morning and stand guard after the last bell. I thought Papa was going to drop me off in front of my new junior high. Instead, he turns into the drive and parks in front of the principal's sign. Our car is a green Malibu, which Papa drove all the way from Berkeley to Hillsborough. One day he'll tell us about that trip, all at once. Or maybe he has been telling it all along, the way snowpack grows. 1,000,000 tiny flakes, drifting, one by one. But I haven't been listening. Everything cool? He asks. I look out the windshield at the white clapboard building, the wide steps up to the front doors, the tall windows framed in green sashes. It's cool, I say, because it's what he wants to hear, and because so far there's nothing to worry about. But in my stomach, little ice wings are fluttering. Then he asks, do you want me to go in with you? I shrug, which today means yes. And he knows that. Just remember, he says, be kind, be respectful, and persist. Like raindrops on granite, I say, because we know that's how I persist. Drip, 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 until the granite cracks. The office smells like warm wooden paper and sweet mimeograph. When the secretary, Miss Holder, gets up from her desk and comes to the counter where Papa and I are standing, I smell Ambush by Dana perfume. She has to look up at my tall, dark, handsome dad. May I help you? She asks, glancing at me, then back to Papa. Mimi is starting school today, he says, kindly, and hands her my packet of forms. That's when she finally smiles and says, oh yes, we've been expecting you. Maybe she was expecting a new girl from California, but not expecting me. Miss Holder takes a folder from a gray file cabinet and taps her pencil as she reads. Then she says my homeroom teacher will be Mr. Peace, and I'll need to take a test for math. Mimi is doing algebra at home, Papa states respectfully. But that isn't May, she says. The test is required. And did she bring a skirt? Girls must wear skirts, she says. As if I'm not standing here. But it's freezing outside, I say. It's the dress code. Those are the rules. Papa gives me a quick hug. I'll bring you one. Then I remember he's going to school today too, and whisper, drip, drip, drip. Miss Holder hands me my schedule. You travel with the same students to all your classes except homeroom. And home ec, of course, when the boys go to shop class. When do the girls go to shop class, I ask. Miss Holder frowns, like my question makes no sense. Then she says, they don't. Girls learn how to cook and sew so they can be good homemakers. Why would you want to make a bookcase when you can make a cake? But I want to ask her why, wouldn't I? In homeroom, I look for someone, like Marcela, Yulin, Purnima, even creepy Ihai, or the boy from next door. I don't want to stick out. I don't want to be different or scared. Mr. Peace shows me to an empty seat in the first row. My name is written on the chalkboard and underlined. Mr. Peace smiles, and I like him. Stand up, Mimi, he says. Do you have a real name? Mimi is my real name. Then he tells the class they can ask me 3 questions. Michael with blonde hair and braces goes first. Where did you come from? He asks. Berkeley, California. Michael looks puzzled. It's near San Francisco, I say, but he still looks confused. I look at Mr. Peace, who nods to a girl with glasses and a brunette flip. Vicky. What do you want to be when you grow? An astronaut, I answer quickly. I don't have to think about it. I look around, expecting nods or smiles, but everyone laughs, even Mr. Peace. Maybe you should be a comedian, he says, and right away, I don't like him as much. Last question. Carl, he says to a boy reaching his hand so high he could pull the tiles out of the ceilings. What nationality are you? I'm American. What are you? Then I understand what Michael had really been asking. If everyone was laughing before, they're all quiet now, as if they all had the same question and made Carl ask it. But how do I answer that? I look at Mr. Peace for help, but his eyes tell me he has the same question. It's up to me to solve the puzzle of how to answer the question, what am I? When I know the real answer begins with who. My mouth waters whenever I think of my lunch sitting in my new locker. Number 348, combination 36, 11, 17. Or 15? Hainumaro, 1 pickled plum on pearl rice. And grilled salmon, carrot slices shaped like flowers, black-eyed peas and collard greens. And the cornbread. Mama packed this obinto for me, even though Papa told her a tuna sandwich and thermos of soup would be better at this school. But after what happened in homeroom this morning, I leave my obento in my locker and eat the turkey tetrazzina and canned peaches in the cafeteria like everyone else. Turkey tetrazzina tastes like a ball of pot paste, and these canned peaches are not like the ones Mama preserved in California. Whenever she opened a new jar in the cold, rainy winter, it became summer again in my bowl. Everyone else is talking to everyone else, but not to me. So I eat this food because I'm starving, and there isn't anything else to do in this cafeteria. That smells like American cheese and comment. Nothing to do but look at my tray and eat by myself. Why is that boy over there, the one in the 5th chair at the table 4, staring at me? Mama told me not to be pushy, but wait to be invited. I smile at the boy. He smiles back, but doesn't invite me to a 6th chair.